our church is really growing, and we have a really large group of young people who actually serve the church more than anybody else. They have a choir, they have their own association, and they raise money. And these are young people who work and go to school, and you'll be surprised. The contribution they make is incredible. It really is incredible. At the same time, though, these are young people who came from Ethiopia as children. So they still remember the language, they still remember the culture, they're hanging on to it. I think it will end with them, though. I have a feeling. Because those who are born here didn't have that advantage of having lived in Ethiopia. Our concern is for those born here.
Parents' main concern is surviving. The pressure is not about culture, it's not about identity from parents' aspect. It's about to put something on their table. But for children, the main thing is to get an answer. Who am I? So some try to identify with African Americans, some trying to identify with Caucasians and other communities. Some try to find their roots by themselves. But in the third category, very few.
I sing for the struggle of my people. I sing for the beauty of my people. I sing for the future of my people. Look, I'm just the usual man. I gotta do what I can. I grip the mic in my hand with the pride of my land. I got a passion for art. I gotta have a heart. I gotta carry a torch, cause I was handed a torch. Cause I was given this life, so I contribute to life. And every lyric I write, you know it's bigger than Mike. Cause I was out in the cold, and I was out of control. But then you got me home, and now I'm proud to be home. That's why I sing for the love of all my people. I sing for the struggle of my people. I sing for the beauty of my people. I sing for the future of my people. I sing for the love of all my people. I sing for the struggle of my people. I sing for the beauty of my people. I sing for the future of my people. For the love.
I grew up having probably maybe 35 aunties, and only 7 were really my aunties, if you understand what I mean. And maybe like 45 cousins, only 12 were really my cousins. So it was kind of the community we put ourselves in and felt most comfortable in were our Ethiopian community, our Ethiopian friends or family. That's just how it always was for me. Up until maybe middle school and high school, all of my friends were Ethiopian. All of my cousins were my friends. Anytime I went out or had a birthday party, all of the Ethiopians were there. It was maybe one friend from down the block who was there.
My grandmother is my family. You know, she is that rock. You know, she taught me the language. She reminded me more than anyone else that I am Ethiopian, simply because she was Ethiopian. She didn't speak English. She didn't adjust to an American lifestyle. You know, she's the one who cooked the Ethiopian food when she lived with us. So all these little things here and there is what took me back to being Ethiopian in a lot of ways.
I would say that we really had like a really close family bond. A lot of my friends, they would say, oh, you know, my mother doesn't do this or my father doesn't do this, but we were always so together, you know. We always eat dinner together. We always there's not a day that we don't like go by and just talk to each other for like hours. We know what's going on in each of our lives. I talk to my sister who's in college. She left. I talk to her every other day. My parents wait for me when I come home from school late nights. I tell I go to night school. And they don't go to sleep without giving me my kiss. 20-year-old, they still give me my kiss.
የሕይወቴ ሕይወት አንቺ በመሆንሽ አንቺ በመሆንሽ እባክሽ
Population has grown dramatically. I think the population in many ways is better assimilated. There are more kids who now fit in totally and who are very Americanized in many ways. I think our older generation is having a little bit of a harder time with that. I have 3 boys who think they're Ethiopian, and they're very, very into claiming their Ethiopianhood. I heard a story about the middle one who went to school, and when they asked him, what are you? He said, I'm Ethiopian. And his dad was saying to him, you're half Ethiopian, you're half American. And he was like, no, I'm Ethiopian. And I think that has to do with the fact that we go to all the church events, for example. We go to weddings and we have family gatherings, and those are all very Ethiopian and include Ethiopian music and food and other kids that they play with. They're very close to their cousins. They assume that that's who they are because they're their cousins and that's who they deal with.